bodies slain who just have coffin graves and we don't coexist.
Hey everyone, it's Derek, aka Legit D-Rick. If you're new, please check out my music. Everything's in the links below. And welcome to my new channel, or my personal channel. The other one's my artist channel, but this one I'm gonna be going by my actual name because I'm just talking as myself, not as a artist. I'm just giving my opinions. It's just a discussion channel, and if anyone wants to have a debate, I'm always open for that. But this specific video is gonna be about the government shutdown. So, if you've been paying attention the last week or so, the government's been shut down, and they just got the partial check, and it's the last time government workers will receive anything until the government reopens. So, I'd like to just talk about the games that we see these demon rats playing. So, many of you may know who this is. Chuck Schumer. I call him Chuck the Scumbag. Yeah, this is what he had to say back in March. Last time we were facing a government shutdown, and he decided to keep things open.
The idea that they would go to the negotiating table is they don't do it. This is a new group. This is not the old group. Let me explain. I knew when I took this vote there'd be a lot of protests, but I felt I had to do it for the future, not only of the Democratic Party, but the country. Because here's as bad as that CR bill was, and it was bad, a shutdown is 10 times worse.
Obviously, he knew he'd be blamed on the Democrats. But he's trying so hard to pretend like it's not the Democrats' fault this time. I mean, the circumstances haven't changed. The Affordable Health Care Act subsidies are set to end at the end of December. So we still got months before this needs to be an issue. But they're deciding to make it an issue right now to score political points, to show like they're fighting against the evil orange fascist. This is nothing more than just one big political game. Chuck Schumer was against the shutdown at first. He knew that it only gave Trump a win. He knew that it was not a wise decision and the Democrats would look terrible, like they are right now, no matter how much they try to deflect blame and point fingers. They're the ones that still look bad. I want to read a bit of this article, how Affordable Care Act subsidies became a sticking point in the government shutdown, by ABC. So, they said, as the federal government shutdown enters its 10th day, one major healthcare issue has continued to be a sticking point: insurance subsidies. The Affordable Care Act, ACA subsidies, or premium tax credits, help lower or eliminate the out-of-pocket costs of monthly premiums for those who purchase insurance through the health insurance marketplace. Eligibility for the subsidies can include factors such as household income and geographic location. The subsidies were part of the original Affordable Care Act passed during the Obama administration and were enhanced during the COVID-19 pandemic to increase the amount of financial assistance to those who are already eligible and to expand eligibility to more people. They are set to expire at the end of the year. So, there's a couple interesting things right there about this. One, these subsidies were not always how they are now. They were expanded because of COVID-19. But should they stay expanding? Or should we learn when it's necessary to cut back? Just like how it said it expanded eligibility to more people. So, like, if they were fine before COVID, then why do they need it now? We're already over COVID. Like, for the most part, the world's back to normal. Later in the article, it says there's a broad support for the tax credits. A recent KFF poll, which was fielded just before the government shutdown on October 1st, found that 78% of Americans support extending the enhanced tax credit, including more than half of Republicans and Make America Great Again supporters. I don't believe that. Like 78% of Americans agreeing on anything. Yeah, no. You can get polls to say practically anything, depending on how you ask the question. I'm pretty sure that's what happened here. You can do the same thing with statistics. You say a certain race only commits tiny percent of the crime, but all you gotta do is ask per capita. It works every time. Anytime you want to shoot down any libtards' stupid statistics, ask them if it's per capita. If it represents per capita, that's an accurate reading. But if the statistics does not say per capita, take it with a grain of salt. I found something else that said, according to a new poll by the New York Times, 65% of Americans said Democrats should not shut down the government. 27% of those polled said Democrats should shut down the government, while 7% said they don't know or refuse to answer. Like, is it just a part of the Democrat culture now to bully and force their way through, their way or the highway? It doesn't really seem like democracy to me. Just a little thought. You know, the ones that lose an election flipping over the chessboard and throwing temper tantrums, getting in the way of the people who won every step of the way. And you guys tried to say Trump was the threat to democracy? Yeah, okay. So Pocahontas said, "This shutdown is of Republicans' own making. Democrats are at the negotiating table. We don't have a long list of demands. We're not saying we need to find more money. We just want Republicans to restore the health care coverage they took away from millions of Americans." Does this seem like a plea to negotiate to you? Or does this seem like an actual villain in a ski mask saying, "Do what I say or else"? You're saying it's all on the Republicans. The Democrats are ready to negotiate, but you have a list of demands. You don't negotiate demands. Like, sure, some things in a negotiation are non-negotiable, but that's different. You don't negotiate with people trying to rob you. You either roll over like a dog or stand up to them and risk getting hurt. It's that simple. She can try to coat it up with all of her fluffy talk and act like she's not holding us at gunpoint, but that's what it is. Chuck the Scumbag did an interview with Punchbowl News. I never heard of him, but then again, I'm only just now starting to talk about political stuff openly on the internet. What he said is every day gets better for us. Talking about in this shutdown. It's because we've thought about this long in advance, and we knew that healthcare would be the focal point on September 30th, and we prepared for it. Their whole theory was threaten us, bamboozle us, and we would submit in a day or two. Like, what is he talking about? Threaten us? They're the ones keeping the government shut down and acting like they're doing it for this moral purpose. And bamboozle us? That's hilarious, considering this is the same exact CR bill they passed like 13 times before. That's not a joke. Let's check out what Nutty Nancy has to say on the matter.
You don't expect us to say, okay, we'll agree to you're giving a tax cut to the richest people in America and increasing the cost of health care to open government. It's going to be up to them. They shut down government, and they're going to have to open up government. They have, every shutdown since the 90s, when I've been around anyway, has been a Republican shutdown.
I understand what you're saying about where the differences are, and they are very big.
Because we won't cave to
They
their
are voting
demands.
yes on what we say here in Washington, a clean CR, a bill to keep the government running for 7 weeks, and Democrats are voting no, and for the reasons you just said. So how are they shutting down the government?
First of all, it isn't a clean CR.
Okay.
So
Why not?
let's not stipulate to that. It's
what's
not a
not
clean
clean?
CR.
What do they have in it?
Going
What's
into
the matter
that.
with
The
it,
point
Nutty
is,
Nancy?
Democrats who created Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, the Affordable Care Act, all of that
What's wrong with the
are now
bill?
being asked, reject that so we can
Wrong
give a
with the
tax cut to
CR,
the rich.
Nutty Nancy, come on.
We're not doing it. And it isn't a question of, well, let's come back together so we can discuss it. That isn't going to happen. They had that chance. Now they just have to open government with it as a stipulation.
This is what the mainstream media is saying right now.
The fight that is keeping the government shut down is over health care, including who can receive Medicaid benefits. And this week, we've heard some top Republicans make some strong and inaccurate claims. Here's one of those claims in our Larry Miller to bring you the facts.
The Chuck Schumer AOC wing of the Democratic Party shut down the government because they said to us, we will open the government, but only if you give billions of dollars of funding for health care for illegal aliens.
It's only because of the Democrats. And as you know, they wanted to be able to take care of people that have come into our country illegally, and no system can handle that.
That claim centers on the president's One Big Beautiful Bill, which changed Medicaid rules. So let's break down the facts. Federal law already barred undocumented immigrants from receiving Medicaid or Affordable Care Act subsidies. Eligible groups included green card holders, refugees, people granted parole, and asylum seekers who met requirements. Here's what the bill actually did. It removed eligibility for refugees, parolees, asylum seekers, and others, potentially cutting coverage for nearly 1.4 million legal immigrants. Now Democrats have proposed restoring coverage for those groups. Their measures do not include undocumented immigrants. So the claims that Democrats want to give free health care to undocumented immigrants are false. Larry Miller, WUS.
Yeah, that's what they say, but have they ever heard of loopholes? And undocumented immigrants is just a nice, cushy way of saying illegal aliens. They're not talking about visa holders or asylum seekers or anything like that. If they were doing things the right way, they'd have some kind of documentation on them. But given that they are undocumented, that means they are illegal. Everyone knows the illegals been soaking up our taxpayer money. I mean, it's not a secret. This is what Fox News had to say like 7 months ago whenever Trump signed an executive order to stop providing illegals with taxpayer benefits.
Well, good morning, Ainsley. Good morning, guys. Some eye-opening numbers for you this morning. President Trump's executive order bars illegal aliens from receiving federally funded benefits to the total of $177 billion. And here's a little breakdown for you. It includes $59 billion for Obamacare premium tax credits, $43 billion for the earned income tax credit and the child tax credit, $40 billion for Medicaid and Children's Health Insurance Program, $15 billion for food stamps, $13 billion for children nutrition programs, and $4 billion for the supplemental security income. A lot of acronyms for you this morning. The Federation for American Immigration Reform estimates that federal expenditures on illegal aliens in 2023 total nearly $66.5 billion. This includes more than $23 billion in federal medical expenditures and $11.6 billion in welfare benefits. The Manhattan Institute estimates that every new illegal immigrant has about an average cost of about $130,000 to the American taxpayer. A lot of numbers this morning.
And this is what all the Democrats running for president in 2020 had to say on the matter. They act like we can't remember or pull up old clips. Like, they said it so much back in the day, I don't know why they're shy about it now.
A lot of you have been talking tonight about these government health care plans that you've proposed in one form or another. This is a show of hands question, and hold them up for a moment so people can see. Raise your hand if your government plan would provide coverage for undocumented immigrants. Okay. Let me start with you, Mayor Buttigieg. Why?
Doesn't matter why. You can look up the full debate. This is just a shortened clip from Bloomberg. But, yeah, they announced it openly many times before. And they act like we can't remember. Like the Democrats, if you listen to their words and actually pay attention and actually have a memory, then you can see they just treat you like you're stupid. You can't think for yourself. I mean, it's so easy if you know how to look up things for yourself and think for yourself and not let the hive mind control you. The hive mind being your friends, your family, whatever they believe, just falling into it because it's cool. Because it's what everybody's saying. Yeah, because the whole freaking media is absolutely controlled and watered down and propagandist nonsense. I'm sorry, that's just the truth, man. That's why content creators are the new media. I'm not saying I'm the new media. I gotta earn that title. But I'm not really trying to be that guy. I just want to promote my music and make music for a living. But if I'm exposing some snakes and stomping on their heads while I'm at it, like, hey, why not? So I showed all I can think of to prove the Democrats are just playing games with our lives and grandstanding for political points and just trying to stall Trump's government. I mean, it's up for you to interpret everything I laid out, and I'm sure there's probably more. You can go find it for yourself. I mean, it's not that hard to do your own research. I mean, I'm new to all this, and I found everything relatively easily. And they got 3 months to negotiate these problems they claim to be championing. So, why are they holding us hostage now? They can't point the fingers and act like the Republicans are all the bad guys. I mean, that's just not gonna work this time. Like maybe if the problem they were fighting for, quote unquote, was like right around the corner, like next month, like next week. But in 3 months, you're gonna keep the government shut down if you don't get your way for 3 months. I mean, come on, be realistic. I mean, they're asking for things they know the Republicans are not gonna cave on. And there's direct proof that they've been supplying illegals with taxpayer-funded healthcare and other benefits. So, whatever. It's up to you to make your own mind. I mean, the evidence is out there. So, go find it for yourself. Don't let me tell you what to think. I never let anyone else tell me what to think. I always make up my own mind. And I implore everyone to do the same. So, anyways, I'm Derek Martin, aka Legit D-Rick. You can find me on most streaming platforms, music streaming platforms, and most social media sites. So, please like, comment, subscribe, and tell me what you think, and share this with someone who you think might get value from it. So, thank you very much, and keep it legit.
Kick off the labels and coexist. Get along with neighbors and coexist. There's a lot at stake. If we can process pain and drop it at the gate, then we can coexist.